Perfect. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. As always, thanks for being here, both watching live and those of you that are in Zoom with us. And for those of you that are watching the recording later, hi to you guys as well. As always, we are bringing guests into our EXP family tree, recording them, putting them out on my social and out on my YouTube channel so we can bring valuable information to realtors across the country, no matter what company you're in, because we believe that the more that we know and the more that we're exposed to, the better that we can move forward in our business. I think that's going to be even more critical as we move into 2023. One of the things that we need to continue to figure out how we're going to do it is getting more buyers, getting more sellers, whether you already have an abundance of listings or you don't. This is going to be, doubling down on your efforts, figuring out the right systems, figuring out the right technology and tools. And, that's always the biggest challenge, I think, for realtors is like, what system do I use? What's the best for me? We sometimes get super scattered. We don't, dive deep into one. We have all these little things we're kind of dabbling in. And what I'd love for you guys to do in the new year is really commit to a process, really commit to a system, figure out which one is right for you, and then go for it and double down on your activities, because this is how you're going to be able to have the success that you need to in the new year. I'm very, very confident in that. And so I think this is a great segue into who we have as a guest today, because I brought Vincent Meza back in here about a month or so ago, and he's done a couple other things with me since. After I met with you last, Vince, I actually was talking to an agent in Minnesota that I used to be in business with when I brought you out to our Keller Williams office, and she actually just joined our group in Minnesota here at EXP. And I said, hey, do you remember listings to leads? And she's like, I'm still using it.
Yeah.
This is 12 years later. She like still using the system. I was like, holy cow, that's amazing. And so she is a top producing agent, an icon agent in EXP terms. Her and her husband, and she's been using listings to lead since I first introduced her back in probably 12 or 13. And so what an awesome story. I just thought that was cool because I had no idea she was still using it. So we're going to go ahead and learn a little bit more. You guys had a little bit of a background from Vince when he came here about a month or so ago about listings to leads. And I think that your intent today is to kind of dive a little bit more deeply into if you get into this system. And some people watching, I think, have already signed up for your system, by the way. So like, how can we really optimize this and have it be a great tool for us in the new year? And anything else you want to share at the onset about yourself and your company, of course, please do.
Well, we've been here for 13 years. And yeah, we're always excited that we have a lot of clients who have stuck with us for many years, and we have grown a lot. We're a small company, but we do innovate really quickly. I mean, we turn around new tools, new features, and new ways to capture leads pretty much every 30 days. And just 60 days ago, we embedded Google software, and now we've got the ability to run an ad in just like one click on Google. And that's actually an important thing, but we're going to drive into that a little bit later. So what we are, just from a high level, is we're a complete marketing system for realtors. If you have listings, if you don't have listings, we have tools to help you. So if you have listings, I'm going to show you a bunch of automated things that we do. We get you out on social media. We capture leads for you. We even help you turn those listings into more listings, right? And so when you have a listing, obviously you got to sell it, and we've got plenty of ways to get you buyers. But we also have tools that are designed to market that home and actually get home value leads right at the same time. So the marketing system for the listings is awesome. Our integration with social media and lead capture from social media, I don't think there's another company that's stronger. And whether you want to run a paid ad, or if you just want us to do free social media auto posting, we can do both. And of course, I mentioned we've got Google. That's pretty exciting as well. And one thing that you're going to see in 2023 is our focus on video, short form videos. TikTok's around, that Instagram has Reels, Facebook has stories, and you just need to be, if you're going to be in real estate and you think that social media is a significant part of internet and time, you're going to want to focus on video. And I think you're going to see us create a lot more tools to help you do that. And then the last thing we're going to kind of cover is how you get more listings here. And so there's a lot to talk about. I know I probably got maybe 30 minutes, and so I'll be running super fast. But I'll take a breath. But before we go there, I want to kind of tell you where you can learn more. And the first place is a website right here called leadgenwebinars.com. And I can take it now and drop it into the chat panel, and hopefully some of you can see it, but it's a pretty simple URL, leadgenwebinars.com. And you can sign up for our free classes, even if you're not a client, right? You can see Get Started. And what we're going to do today is almost like a hybrid of the top 3 classes that I continually do. Get Started, Facebook and Google ads, and top tools to get more listings, right? It's almost, but I spend an hour on each of those, right? And so we're only going to talk for a half hour. So, I might forget something. The other great resource for you is our YouTube channel. And I'm going to send this link to you as well. Because every one of those calls that I just mentioned, we record and we put them right here. So if our schedule doesn't work with your schedule, I definitely recommend that you look at top tools to get more listings, our class on Facebook and Google, right? There's a lot of detail, and things are always shifting when it comes to social media ads. Like Facebook is changing all the time. It has for many, many years. And then here's our Get Started class. So I always recommend going in and Cari, you were mentioning you have clients, a colleague that's been with us for years. It's great that our clients come back, because we keep adding so much stuff and they don't know, like, oh my God, you've got this now. So I think this is actually one of our strongest resources for our clients. And yeah, that's that. And then this is our mastermind group, and this is a private group on Facebook. And this is where our clients all chat about what they're seeing and what's working for them. And they also just ask questions or say, hey, this is not working. And, but they're also sharing, like, here, somebody got a QR code from our home valuation landing page, and I guess printed on their shirt. So you can take their smartphone right up to their chest, which is great, because basically we build a lot of things, and we take a lot of input from our clients. We've taken years of feedback of, like, we would love to see it do this. And 48 hours later, it does that. But our clients are always taking our thoughts, our tools, and using them in ways that we never thought of, right? And that's awesome. And so you'll see that kind of thing here. You'll also see here, like, hey, I ran this many, ads. And so you get a cost of, a concept of leads and stuff. But you can also search this group. And one thing about this group, because it is private, you can't find it. You have to ask the support team to get you in there, or unless if Cari's in there and she invites you, you can invite all the people there, and then we'll approve that. And it looks like I hit the wrong one there. I want to see Terry, but I want to show you something. A question came in the mastermind group a couple of years ago, and this lady asked, like, who here gets 2 listings a month, strictly from listings to leads, right? And just ask the whole general group, our group here. And of course, a bunch of our clients jumped in and said, yeah, I'm doing this and that. Dustin had a really interesting thing that I want to read to you. He says, we average 2 listings from each marketed listing, all from L2L tools, Facebook ads, mailers, and open houses, trying to get that to above 3. So he knows he's getting buyers, but he's actually getting 2 or 3 more listings by using our tools. And that's a big thing that it's, I think realtors want a silver bullet to get more listings, right? What is it? When I just want to flick that switch and I want listings coming at me, and that's, I'll pay you whatever. And I wish we could create that, because I would be charging you guys so much money, but instead we're charging you $60 a month, and we give you a whole system and a platform. And if you use that, you're going to wind up getting more listings, right? You're going to get buyers. You're going to have incredible tools. You're going to have a lot of reach, a lot of branding tools. But right now, it's a month-to-month program. It's super awesome, and we'll get into it. But I want to tell you one more thing about this guy, Dustin, so that it kind of sinks in for you. Dustin, we first learned about him here. I signed Pearson Smith just south of DC in Virginia. And when I signed their office, which is probably 5 or 6 years ago, he was a rookie. He'd been in it for 2 years. He was doing $5 million a year, And then he comes in here, he says, hey, our highest ROI is this tool. We're going to go look at it. It's a piece of paper. It's a nearby homeowner letter. And he says, I mailed it to 250 homes with my little calendar, and I took Canva and I grabbed my Zillow reviews, and I paid first class so that people wouldn't throw it away. And I got 10 listings with an average commission of $17,000, right? That was cool. We were like, whoa, that's really awesome, right? And so everybody, there's 200, comments of agents talking about how they do and this and that. Well, fast forward, that company had 300 agents. That was 5 years ago. They now have 600. And Dustin went from a rookie and in 2 years went from 5 to 20 million and jumped on a call with us, which is recorded in this mastermind group. And he said, the reason I want to do it is that I went from 5 to 20 in 2 years. And 80% of my business comes from your tools, which kind of floored me. I could never believe, I was like, wow, how much time do you put in our system to do that? And he says, I do 2 hours a week. I drop my daughter off at ballet and I go next door to Starbucks and I work for 2 hours on my laptop. And that's how I went from 5 to 20 in 2 years. It's a great story. That's not what all of our clients do. That might be an outlier. We have certainly a good number of agents that sign up and forget that they ever signed up, and this does not change their life. It just charges them $60 a month. But for people who actually take some time and invest to understand what we're doing, they're going to find there's a lot of free ways to get leads, and there are a lot of, kind of paid ad ways to get leads. So this is an account that's a live account right now for an expansion group. And I just wanted to show it to you because on the ad side of our platform, it's pretty powerful. There are a lot of companies out there that can help you run ads, a lot of CRMs. I think you guys have a lot of KV Core going on. I hear that a lot. And I know they have like some ad stuff here. This account I just launched at the end of October, which is about 50 days ago. And they are really trying to get leads, right, for all of their agents in North and South Carolina. And they've spent nearly $8,000 through our platform on multiple ads. And I guess they had 86 campaigns, and they generated nearly 3,000 leads. Now, that's not going to be your normal budget, right? But you can kind of guess or do the quick math that it's almost like, what, $3 a lead, right? All over Northern and Southern California right now in the past 45 days, 50 days, right? So that, again, is another big deal, but it kind of gives you a sense of, well, how the heck are they doing that? And the way they do that is first you connect your Facebook and Google account and you say, hey, I just want to market a listing, and your listings will be here. And you click that button, you're going to leave it right here. If you've got a simple agent account, you won't have this question. But all you have to do is click create an ad. And this is, I think, the fastest, easiest way to get buyer leads is actually from Facebook, right? It's like, that's where people sit about 40 minutes a day, looking at everything their friends ate and where they went on vacation and their grandkids and all that. So, they're driving, they're scrolling on their phone, looking at Facebook, and these ads show up right there, right? And if somebody responds to that ad, this little form pops up and says, would you like more details? And there's only one answer, yes. And it has their name, phone number, and email pre-populated in this, in the lead. And so when they click yes, you're getting that. And at that point, we drop them on a single property website, which we've also automatically created for you. And it pushes, you've got contact information, they have the details on the home. And that's kind of the nature of most of our ad generation, our ad creation, right? So this here is how you would run something for a property that's for sale. You could also, and I don't think they have any, but I will, if you noticed how easy it was to market that home, you're just really choosing a property. I would really recommend, if you like more listings, that you market your homes when they're sold. And I'm going to show you a sold property right here. And when you market a home that's sold, whether it's in an e-flyer or whether it's on an ad or whatever it is, we're now looking for homeowners, right? We're in this case, it's pre-written. That home is sold. That affects your home value. Click here to get your free estimated home value, right? And so all you have to do to make that work is click publish. So to create an ad, if you do this in Facebook, it's about 3 pages, 4 pages, probably a dozen boxes you got to check to make a successful ad. In ours, it's choose your property and click publish. And you can get fancier, but that's really the simplest way of doing that. I'm going to keep going down the ad kind of story here. We've also got 80 PDF guide ads. So these PDF guides were written in-house. When you set up your profile, one of the first things is like you set up your branding, your logo. And so all your colors are going to be here. There are 40 PDF guides for home buyers. There are another 40 for home owners. So you can kind of decide like, well, what would I like to talk about? I actually recommend running an ad with one of these like once a week, because your goal really from an advertising standpoint is, of course, we want to capture leads, but you're really trying to create a brand for yourself to let everybody know that you are a real estate resource in your area, right? So there are 80 PDF guides talking about various aspects for either home buyers or homeowners. And to run an ad like this where they can download the PDF immediately, all you got to do is type in Maple Grove, right? And or whatever city is that you're thinking of. And of course, you can expand the radius. I don't know what I did there, but I did something wrong. I'll just type in Tampa. I usually know how to spell Tampa. There you go. Yeah. And you publish. And at that point, when they give you that contact information, they can download this report right here. Now, one thing about that, every one of these reports, you are branded on every page. Okay. So we've written them in-house. And we also have these, you can translate them into Spanish, and you can run the ads in Spanish as well. But there are a lot of PDF guides there to help you sort of get, relevant, good information into the market that's branded to you to help build your brand as a resource. Now, there's also creating a landing page ad. I'm going to kind of talk about this with the thing that I think most agents have heard of, which is let's create a home value ad for Facebook, right? That has been, I've trained on that for years. I can tell you really quickly, it's not always successful. Partly because of the saturation, this kind of ad has been run for many, many years. There are a lot of great companies with landing pages like this. So the market sees it. But they've seen it for a while, so they don't quite respond. But I think the real reason that this does not work well is you cannot target. So I don't know your familiarity with Facebook, but about 5 years ago, you could target incredibly well with Facebook. And an ad like this, with their targeting, was one of the smartest things you could do to get more listings. But they've had some troubles and issues, and HUD smacked them down, and you can't target like that anymore. Now, I know I mentioned earlier my kind of handy dandy YouTube channel. And if you are interested in more listings, I would look down here about 4 months ago on this channel. You'll see that I am talking about something where it says how to get, right here, 2 months ago, custom audiences and how to target homeowners. This is not too difficult. I cover it a few times. And it's a concept of a new strategy to get high quality listing leads from Facebook, best way to get listing leads from Facebook. I talk about this multiple times. There are a few hoops. It's not all about Facebook, but you're going to use Facebook. And basically, because you can get high quality listing leads, I would recommend you check that out, those videos out if you want that. Oh, there's Shannon Pyatt from EXP. He's been a long-term client too. You might want to check this out on our YouTube channel. So for some of you, just running a normal ad like this and typing in your favorite town can work. But for a lot of people, it doesn't work very well. And that's why you got to do those extra steps of creating a custom audience, and then it works incredibly well. So that's the kind of landing page ad you can run. And there are also a number of different landing pages, right? You get unlimited landing pages. And so we create them for FSBOs. We create landing pages for expireds, for empty nesters, And you can create custom ones for either buyers and sellers. And as soon as you create a landing page, not sure what's going on here, it looks stuck. As soon as you create one, you can go run an ad and drive traffic to that page. Okay. So what I'm going to talk about now is Google. Okay. Now, I think in the real estate industry, from what I see, and I do, I kind of survey, almost anecdotally, Google, a lot of agents have run ads on Facebook, right, for years, but not nearly as many agents run ads on Google. And I want you to really think about what I'm going to tell you right now. What's been awesome about Facebook, I kind of mentioned it earlier, this is the place where adults, not children, spend 40 minutes a day scrolling through here, looking at their friends and family. Now, I turned off my ads. I actually have a blocker to block ads, but the ads sit right here in this stream, right here, right? But that's how Facebook is. So this is not where people go to get an answer. They're going to go look at what their friends ate, right? And their grandkids and all that stuff. But when they have a question, and this is a very kind of popular question right now, if they have a question, 86% of all people go to Google to ask that question. And right now, the terms around how to sell a home are very topical, right? They are trending. A lot of people are doing this, which to me means two things, right? One is people want to sell their home, and two, they don't know a realtor, or they would not be going over here to Google and doing a random search like this. And that's really where your opportunity is. I don't know if you can see it, but these first articles here are actually ads, right? And since 86% of all people come to Google to ask their questions, which is like, how do I get a new headlight? What's the best school? Blah, blah, blah. How do I sell my house? It's all happening here. And so just like Facebook, we now have Google software in here. And I don't know if you turned it on, but you could create a landing page ad for, well, he doesn't have one created for home values yet. So let's just do the new construction. You can kind of see it. It's pretty easy. You choose your landing page and you type in your location. Now, there are more things, that are relevant that we could talk about Google, but we don't have a ton of time. You can click the view link here. You'll see the landing page that we're driving to. So when they see the ad and they click on it, we're going to drive them to this page. And it's going to be $5 a day. It's going to run for a month, and boom, you publish. This is much easier than trying to run an ad on Google. And I'm going to kind of make sure you totally understand. I know it sounds like I'm kicking a dead horse. In any business, you should have a Google strategy. And if you want more listings, I think one of the best places to get more listings is right here on Google. I think you're going to get higher quality leads from Google than you are on Facebook. And I actually, I set up teams and offices all over the country. And a lot of our clients are very excited because I've literally heard this. They said, we convert 1 out of 70 Facebook leads. And this is from a big team that, they follow up, they convert, they focus on it. So, but we convert 1 out of 40 Google leads. And that's because when somebody has a question, you can develop an answer. And you do that very easily with our new Google software. So that's kind of our ad stuff, right? On the listing side, your listing should automatically sweep automatically, right? We should be able to see your MLS email. And then if you've got active listings, boom, we're grabbing them and we're pulling them in. Now, I think here, this is that one office where he's just borrowing listings and running ads. And you can do that too. So if you don't have your own listings, you can just sweep them in and run ads and capture leads, right? And that's what he's doing, because he's got to generate, this is the guy that's got to generate a bunch of leads for all over, the Carolinas. So I'm going to jump out of this account and I am going to jump into another one because I don't think he actually has real listings in there. Evolve. So Evolve is a new client also. And I think they're up there in Washington. Yeah. And so when we're sweeping their listings, it's always going to be saying, I will say this, if you don't have your own listings, there's always a green button here at the top of the listings page where you can grab an active listing. So you might have a colleague. I think it's a big part of the EXP culture that you can borrow listings from within the brokerage and go do things with it, right? So if you've done that, you can pull it in. And then let's look at some of the tools that we create. Now, this one is sold. So obviously it's going to have a different call to action. But if you look at this list right here, this is what we're kind of doing. We're giving you the ability to run an ad on Google and Facebook. It's just by clicking on this button here, it's pre-written. And you just click create an ad. And that's going to capture, in this case, seller leads because that home is sold. You could run a Google ad. In this case, they don't have it turned on, so you couldn't. But there's also social media auto posting. And I'm not sure if they do have it connected, but this is a free post to your social media accounts. And it looks like this, okay? Now, if you've got a big network out there on Facebook or Instagram, people can click on this and there's a landing page behind it that's actually going to capture leads. This is a free part of the system. If you sign up, you definitely want to turn this on and take advantage of it. Earlier, when I first started talking about tools, I mentioned the nearby homeowner letter. We create this for every one of our listings, well, every one of your listings. And we update it if the home is just listed, or if it's open house, or if it's price reduced or under contract. We change the language on here. Many of our clients will use this twice per listing, like just listed and just sold. It's not artificial intelligence here, guys. It's not algorithms. It's a piece of paper that says, we just sold a home in your neighborhood. Go check it out. And that affected your home value. So go here to get your free home value. So, if you kind of follow me along, you're taking a piece of paper that we developed, you get it into the neighborhood, somebody opens an envelope or opens a door, and they look at that piece of paper and they go, oh, you sold a home and I'm interested. So I'm going to go over there to that website, type that in on my own computer, and then give you my address. Very few people are going to do that, right? It's not like a Facebook ad where people are just clicking because they see it. It's like, oh, I got something. I'm going to walk to my own computer. I'm going to type that in. This is why this becomes the most popular tool for our clients for getting more listings. And I'm going to show you something in our mastermind group. This guy here, Chris, who was moved from out of state, and he comes into Texas in 2020 and says, hey, I'm using these tools. Oh, what happened there? Hold on. I'm using your letter. I mail it to my neighborhood every 2 weeks to everybody that's owned their homes for 5 years or more. And when they respond to that home value piece, right? When they take that piece of paper and they type this in and they give me their address and contact information, well, then I hit them up every week with phone calls, bomb, letters via mail, and letters left at the door. That right there is the best recipe, I think, in all the industry for capturing listing leads. Now, if you can go make your own letter like that, go do it. But we're going to do it automatically for you. This guy when he put this in, he had just moved to an office from out of state. So he was a realtor. He bought a home in this nice area with his wife and kids and says, oh, I want to be the man of my neighborhood. So I'm going to borrow listings in this neighborhood. I'm going to do this. And he tells us he gets 5 listings in 3 months. Well, he quickly becomes a top listing agent in his area and starts his own company. And the very next thing he does is creates a video to help recruit on this is how I customize listings to lead stuff to get more listings. I would, if you're a client, get in the mastermind group and go check out what this guy is talking about. He's just growing, as we went through the crazy COVID and the mortgage rates, he just keeps going. I would watch what he is doing. So we create that letter for you automatically. And what's really cool, I mentioned that letter earlier with Dustin Fox. I mentioned it again with Chris, and there's all kinds of people talking about this letter. But about 3 months ago, we launched a partnership with a really cool company called Express Copy. And you could download this letter and email it to them and say, please send out 100 or 200 pieces to this zip code and only mail it to people who've owned their homes for more than 5 years or 10 years. This is what people like Chris were doing by hand. You can now go set up an account with Express Copy and pay them to do it for you. I would highly recommend. We're really excited about this because we know from our clients that this is the #1 tool to get more listings. We just automated it as much as we could. So that's there. We have an e-flyer for your database. If you are a client with hundreds or thousands of leads, the top of this e-flyer says, hey, go check it out. We just listed, just sold, open house. And at the bottom, it's going to affect your home value. So one flyer can get multiple kinds of leads, right? And you just copy it here, you drop it into your CRM and you blast it out on your people. I mentioned short-term video. I mentioned video for social media. We write these scripts. I'm going to guess every one of you has one of those super cool, fancy smartphones. If you print this, read it a couple times, and then hold up your phone and record it, maybe you get a tripod, maybe you don't. You can then take that video and just launch it to all the social media things and really help build your brand. And of course, you'll see the dialogue here. It's really telling people go to that website to go find out more, right? We create single property websites. We have really cool designs on them. We have virtual tours. You can either have them luxury view or you can get a lead gen view. And obviously the lead gen one is designed to capture a lot of leads. We have a whole open house marketing toolkit. We've got QR codes. Everything is mobile optimized. You can sign in, like an electronic sign in form. We even have postcards and door hangers, and most companies have this, right? Most companies have the things I'm telling you about, but I don't know of another company, honestly, that puts in call to actions in these things. So what you're getting on normal mailing and real estate is branding. And if I ask you about your ROI, your eyes just go right up in the back of your head because you have no ROI. But right here, I don't know if you can see it. It says it's just sold. There's a web address. Go check it out. On the back, it always says that affected your home value. Go there and get your free home value. That's if you're doing, door hangers or you're mailing just listed or just sold cards, I highly recommend you use this if you like getting a return on your investment, right? We've got sign writers. You can use our text codes. We even got QR codes. If you're a blogger, yeah, we've got a bunch of blog tools. You can do that. And Craigslist. Somebody was just in the mastermind group talking about Craigslist. So that's our listing marketing side. Okay. There's also a whole landing page section. And Cari, how are we doing with time? Okay. Cool. So on the
You're good. You have another 15 minutes if you want it.
Cool. Okay. So in the landing page section, you can create all kinds. We create these 3 automatically, but there's always this button, and you can create, any one of these, right? Custom for buyers, custom for sellers, a landing page for FSBOs, for expires, for the iBuyer, if you got your own iBuyer kind of story, empty nesters, right? All of these. I'm going to go very quickly and show you how you do that because it's actually pretty simple, but I want to look at the listing section first. So I'm logged in their office account, and I think these guys are in SoCal. I can't remember. Yeah, Carson, Thousand Oaks. Yeah. Okay, so Thousand Oaks. So this is how you do it. I'm just going to show you very quickly. It's very simple to create a landing page. What you need are multiple landing pages called Property Valuation Plus. You need one of these for every one of the farm markets. So you click on Property Valuation Plus, and you type in the name of your town, right? It could even be the name of a development, right? Or a neighborhood, right? Like you can do that too. And you click create a landing page. So I'm creating this live in our client's account. I'm not going to finish it, but I want you to understand what's going to happen. We drop you right on the editor, okay? And the first thing we drop you on is upload an image, all right? And, we bought this super cool image here. So it just sort of auto drops in, and it's a cup of coffee and a laptop. Scott and I kind of figured everybody has one of those. So, but the problem is generic does not work when you are trying to ask somebody for their address and their email address and their contact information. They don't know if they're signing up for a national scam campaign or what, right? So I want to kind of just share something. So what I do with many things, but I set up offices and teams all over the country and agencies and stuff like that. And so when I rolled out Coldwell Banker in Summit, New Jersey, this was years ago, I do the training calls kind of like this, right? Where I get everybody rollout call and everybody gets going. And they called me and said, well, we're getting so many leads. This is awesome. But they said the weird thing is the #1 home valuation landing page is the one with Summit Diner in the back. And I want to really stress this because this is a small town, 24,000 people in New Jersey. And if you're going out super generic, well, I don't know who you are, but if you're saying, hey, if you know Summit Diner, you know Summit, New Jersey. It's on Main Street. It's it's an old converted kind of railroad car thing, and you get your greasy potatoes in the morning, and that's we all have that. So, but that's right. What I want to make sure is like, it's not the new McMansion in your neighborhood that gets people to respond. Is there something that's going to establish a little bit of trust in the first second? I'm going to glance and I'm going to go, oh, you're from where I'm from. And that's what you're trying to achieve there. At that point, it's ready to go. Over here, and this is in advance, I know you're going to forget all this. There's print marketing. There's a letter that'll drive people to this if you want to do that kind of mailing as well, or door knock, and you can just change a couple data points like, hey, 30 homes sold this year, the highs here, boom, boom, boom. Keep it in one piece of paper. It's branded to you, but those are the links in blue that are going to drive people to that landing page. So landing pages are good. After you create them, you can always go over to the ad section here and kind of blast it out. Now, we do have something really new also on our social tab. And let's give it a second to get there. This is the one section that doesn't generate a lot of leads. But it is something very useful. I'm not sure if they have it turned on, but I'll kind of walk you through it. Oh, they do have it turned on. Okay, that's good. Okay, so, Lord, excuse me. So what this is, if we have written a bunch of content with really awesome photographs that when you come to this page, it's going to say connect to your social media. And then it's going to say, what frequency do you want us to post these articles for you? And you can see here that these are the articles, right? So you can click here, and some of these are about Christmas because, it's that time of year. And this is what the article looks like. So it's just really simple. In this case, it's just really light. We also, I can tell you that, I don't know if you can tell, I'm not sure if this is, if they're gold, I don't think these are gold yet. We've actually got video scripts so that you can do a video to talk about these topical things. So when you come here the first time, it's going to say connect your social media accounts. Then it's going to say what's your posting schedule. The default is like this: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can have it every day or you can have it once a week. And then it's going to say what topics. And these guys have a lot of topics out there. Me, I kind of like the outdoor living one, right? Like patios and decks and gardening, like that's my thing, right? But you can see that some of the stuff is like home maintenance, some of it's holiday stuff, memes, and it gives you a little personality. If you want, you're welcome to click on any eyeball anytime you see it and see all the articles that we've written. But honestly, to me, this is a bit of a set and forget thing. Just turn it on, connect your social media, let us do it. They do get a lot of interaction because they're cool and they're really great photos. So if people are in your spheres, in your networks, they're going to see them and people will just kind of respond to that. That's a cool thing. And then one last cool thing that, of course, we bury super down here, super deep. There's a new button on settings. And there's something called link in bio. So for those of you that use Instagram, you might know that it's kind of difficult to get people out of Instagram to you, right? And so if you've ever heard of Linktree, this is very much like a Linktree, which is, it looks kind of weird because it's designed for mobile. You can have your favorite articles there. All of your listings will be here. And if somebody clicks on a listing in here, they're going to land on a single property website that we automatically created for you. And this is mobile optimized because this home is sold. When the call to action pops up, it's going to offer a free home value. So if you are in Instagram and you are talking about whatever it is, and you can see here, you've got all listings, you can see you've got PDF guides, and all of your favorite landing pages are right here at the bottom. If you've got a network on Instagram, you want to get in the habit of see link in bio, right? See my link in the bio for more information. And then this has just a bunch of lead capture that's mobile optimized that you can just, use when you're using Instagram. So, I think that's kind of my story. Yeah. Were there any questions that popped up, Cari?
Yeah. So you guys unmute yourself. I know we've got Terry, who is moving into a new market. I think this might be an interesting tool. Really focusing on, before you have listings, how do you take other opportunities, other properties, and go out there and find yourself more listings and buyers. And Terry, one thing that's awesome is once you're inside the EXP world, you can market any listings from any EXP agent in your general vicinity. You just need to quickly send them a message and ask, out of courtesy, ask them. But we're all one big brokerage. And so it's not franchised. So it's not like you can only market listings in one little office, and that really could help you potentially. But I'm even thinking like, geez, Terry, what if you could do some custom landing pages about that new development going up and, different things like that, because this just makes it easy. What I found is that a lot of these things are things that people think about creating. They just don't create them because it's just, they've got all the ideas and it's like, I don't have time. And then what, a QR code, and then they just don't ever execute. Whereas this just makes it where boom, 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 you just click buttons and you just do it. And it's not that it's difficult stuff, but it's stuff that we know agents don't consistently do because they get busy or they get overwhelmed with all the little pieces of it. And that's where I found this to be successful personally with people who have shared successes with me. Now, Candy, Terry, anybody who is, Candy might've had to leave. Any questions? Let me look on work chat and see if there are any. Unmute yourself if you guys have anything, or if you want, Vince to go over anything else or refresh on something that you might've missed.
While we're waiting there, I do want to point out something that I forgot to mention on the listing page, which is we have this really awesome listing presentation. If you're a client right now, you should go download this kind of right away. If you are a brand new client, you should download this right away. This is going to show you, this is a listing presentation that you leave behind, and it describes in detail a lot of everything that we do to market a home. I have not probably spoken to every one of these, and you will probably forget half of what I said, right? But if you download this, you're going to see it. And if you find yourself in any listing presentation, you definitely want to present this because it's really difficult to compete against what we're doing. We do so much of it automatically. We, of course, send a lot of tools out to you. If you're using them, you want to let people know this is what I'm doing to bring value to sell your home at the highest price. This is about 27 pages long. And honestly, there's no company that's doing all this. Well,
the nice thing is that, again, as an agent, we probably have the capacity to do all these things, but do we actually do them? It's so much to do per listing. You just don't do it all. So if you have a one-stop shop where it's just going to be done, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable getting out there and promoting it, putting it in a listing presentation, etc. Vince, that you can sign up and get a free trial, right?
Yes. Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it's right on our website. Everything is month to month here. So when you come here, just go to the agents page, and it's basically, if you have less than 10 listings at any given time, it's $60 a month. If you have no listings, it's $60 a month. If you have 5, it's $60 a month, right? Now, when you're running ads, there's probably going to be an ad budget you're going to want for Facebook or for Google, but you don't actually have to run ads. A lot of our clients just are blown away by the social media.
Just doing it.
Yeah. But if you're really trying to get more, conversations going, I definitely would recommend having an ad budget and getting a print budget as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for most people, getting in here and actually taking 14 days to learn it, execute on it, grab a listing and try it out. Like, really, how are you going to use it? What does this look like? What are the resources? Then you get access into the group, the Facebook group. You can read what other people are doing and really have that mastermind group, which is great. And then, of course, month to month, which I really have always appreciated because things change in realtors' lives and businesses. And so not being locked in a long-term contract is important. But obviously, like as an example, my business partner, Tracy, has used this for literally 12 years or 11 years. She hasn't stopped paying the $60 a month for 11 years. And because she's getting value and she's using it, and it would be hard to find somebody that would do all of this for you for $60 a month. Like even a virtual assistant is going to be, you know, much more than that to create all of this for you. So I think if you use it, the return on investment is there. It's just a matter of using it. Don't let it be something like you usually do where you buy it and you never look at it. Maybe around the holidays, the first couple of weeks of January is a good time for you to sign up for the free trial and literally take the time to explore it so that you can see if you'll really use it or not, and then make a decision. You know, I only bring in, you know, vendors like Vince because I know people that use this and have success. And I've been part of their Facebook group and I've read the successes over the years. So I want something to be affordable, not a long-term contract, great customer service. Vince is always responsive, great testimonials, and they're staying on top of what we need to do technologically speaking as realtors. So for all those reasons, that's why I feel comfortable bringing Vince in and talking to us about this, because you know what? I believe that every realtor could do more things and they would be getting more business from their listings. I ask my coaching clients and my partners all the time, how many more appointments or pieces of business did you get from that listing? And they're like, and that's because they're spending all the time working on the listing, but not in a way that's going to generate them more business. If we can get to a place where even we just got one more piece of business from every listing, it's like you're getting, you know, double the business for the one appointment that you were able to convert and secure. And why wouldn't we try to do that? You know? So again, these are the things, the constant outreaches, the doubling down in activities that I think are going to keep people busy in 2023. There's still going to be opportunity, but we're going to have to work hard for it. Why not work a little bit smarter if we've got a system? That's the way I kind of look at it. So I think this is just great to be looking at. Vince has done a great job of sharing so much. Obviously, there's a lot in here. Terry, did you have any questions before we jump off, or are you good?
No, I'm good. This sounds great. I think the more I get into that, knowing that the area where they've had a lot of new construction, that new construction piece looks really good, then be able to take advantage of that. So I've got some research and some things to get together quickly.
Yes, you do.
Let me say one thing about that, like, especially because right now with new construction, you know, there's some waves over there too. And there's a lot of incentives coming out. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to go down this path, which I definitely recommend, all of you should be talking to builders because they want to get product moving. Yeah. There's a section here that says custom page content. And you can literally say, hey, you know what? I'm going to put in a countdown timer because there's an incentive, right? To get a new kitchen or whatever, right? And you just type it, right? You change whatever's over there and you set a time and say, you know what, this ends at this expires at the end of the year, and you save it, and it's gonna, we'll see it in 1 second. It's just gonna pop a timer in there. You can put video in here, you can put an outline of bullet points in here, and this is actually something that's relevant for these builders right now. Yeah. So.
Hey, Vince, is it available for Canada or just the US?
Yeah, it's available in Canada. We're even in the Dominican Republic and Mexico and places like that. The only thing about Canada and these other countries is we do not have the ability to pull listings in automatically. If EXP has a listing feed, I would totally be open to exploring that, and so that we can help those clients get it there instantly. But yeah, but and then also in these other countries, but specifically Canada, an auto home valuation is not allowable. So we don't have that kind of data to do that. We do have the landing page that'll capture the contact information, the address, but you'll have to sort of figure it out how you do it in Canada.
Perfect. So you can use this in Canada. There's just going to be maybe a few more manual things that you have to do based on your rules in your country. And if you have a way to integrate this with your KV core, you could take that listing feed probably through there. You might be able to do it in some different ways. But yes, you can use it in Canada. And there was a gentleman that said, can I market just sold? And you mentioned that earlier. Yes, definitely market the sold listings to get more listings, right?
Definitely. I mean, we're, a just sold postcard, a just sold ad on Facebook. If you've got a big database of leads in a CRM, take the e-flyer when it's just sold and copy and paste it and blast it out. I think that might be like this problem with this property here. You can also just get a little more inventive. Like you could say, you know what, I'm going to share, because a lot of agents will share like that they have sold a home, right?
Yeah.
And so you could say, well, I'm going to share this on Facebook. And instead of sharing it with a picture from Zillow, I'm going to share it on here. And if they click on it, there's going to be a call to action offering a free home value, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing this for 13 years and it just makes me crazy seeing what agents like to share on social media. It's like, oh my God, you're a client and we could just help you get business if you just paste it. But that's how it is, But I would be looking at these tools. You just want to go to your listings and make sure, because not all the MLSs are great at letting us know when it's sold. They'll let us know that it's pending, then it kind of drops out.
Yep.
And you can just quickly change it here. If you have social media auto posting turned on, the moment that you flick it to sold, we're going to auto post it with landing pages to your social media.
Yep.
And so you're very likely can capture leads from that. But, like I was showing you, somebody put a QR code on their t-shirt, right? There are a lot of ways that our clients use our sold tools and so you can certainly, you can use them.
Be creative with it. Yeah, I love it. Well, this does allow for a lot of creativity, but it also allows for the people that aren't very creative and don't have the time that just want. And that is nice that there is space for both of those. And so I greatly appreciate you being back again, because we had a lot of people having interest and I think we had a number of people sign up. So now we got to get them back engaged into like, okay, how am I using this? And just a great reminder, great time of year to think of, is this going to be a tool that you might be able to use? So Vince is very easily communicated with. First, go to their website. You can sign up. I know that if you become a member of the Facebook group, people are helping each other out all the time. If anybody has any questions and you want to get directly connected to Vince for some specific reason, just reach out to me if you're in Canada or something like that. Just work chat me. We'll go ahead and put this on the YouTube channel if you want to share it with somebody else, or if you want to watch it again, it will also stay live streamed in EXP Family Tree forever. So you can always watch it there. I already posted the links that Vince posted here in the chat to that workplace live stream. So you all have it there as well. We had a number of people asking questions and watching live as well, Vince. So thanks again for being here, for spending the time. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to everybody. And this is the last call of the year as far as our masterminds and our coaching sessions go. We'll be back at it starting January 2nd, you guys. So we will see you all then. But if you need anything from me, you know how to get a hold of me. Thanks, Vince, for being here. Thanks, everybody.
Enjoy the holidays. Thank you.
You guys, see you soon.